Lisa Montgomery, editor of Electronic House Magazine. I'm here with Jim Miller from Desert Sound and Security in Phoenix, and we're going to talk to him about one of his award-winning projects this year from our annual Home of the Year contest. This particular project is a home theater, and we awarded it a bronze for the 150,000 and up category. So it's a very expensive theater. What were some of the priorities when you set about creating this theater?
I think the biggest one is giving him the experience of a director's theater. He's currently, well, at this point he's retired and he's now producing movies, so it was important to him that he had a place to entertain and also view daily shots of the things that he was doing. So that was one of the key things. I don't think he really realized what he was going to get as far as a high-performance theater, you know, in the sound quality there, until he walked in there.
So was it high-performance audio that was the hot button, or video, or both?
I think it's everything. I mean, initially, you know, he was just looking to watch movies in there, and that was it. You know, I added a TiVo unit in there because I said, what if you want to watch Super Bowl? What if you want to watch a news event? And he's like, I'll never use that. And we're finding out that he's using that now. So, and audio too. I mean, one of the first things we did in there was played Iron Man in the beginning of that with AC/DC. Even though he's not a huge rock fan, he was like, wow. He was very impressed about the quality of the audio in there. So it's kind of turned into a room that he's ended up doing a lot more things than he initially intended to.
I know equipment's really important for high-performance experiences in a home theater, but what about the room itself? How did you tackle that and make sure that the room was going to be able to handle all this high-performance gear?
Yeah, well, one of the things you're concerned about is basically where's the sound going to travel to? You know, so that what are the rooms that are around this existing room? And so we had to take that in consideration. We didn't really have to deal with bedrooms, but there's you know, a kitchen upstairs. And I think the biggest thing when you're doing a theater room is you want to keep the sound within that room. So you kind of have to look at it like a fishbowl, and you want to seal that entire room from the outside. Not only so it's not going out, but also to, you know, attain the performance of the room. So there was a lot of things. I mean, what we were looking at is the house was a new construction built in the side of a hill. So there was a concrete floor. There were concrete retaining walls, and so we had to tackle those challenges, and we just built a resilient floor. And also, you know, it's a room within a room. The whole room is suspended inside. So, you know, we had to deal with plumbing pipes coming in and basically covering them with things like Dynamat, sealing all the cracks in the room with a quiet seal, and just fastening every possible thing. And then we did a rattle test prior to, you know, installing any of the fabric material.
So with the plumbing, you mean you applied some material around the pipes so they couldn't hear water rushing through as they're watching a movie?
It was actually a gas line. So one of the things that happens in like one day, your room is exactly the way you want it. The next day, there's a gas line running through it. So that metal pipe would be inside our room. And so what we had to do, we had to take Dynamat and wrap that entire pipe from top to bottom and then seal it where they ran it in and out of the room.
Okay, and what about the equipment itself? What sort of screen and what size?
We used a Screen Research 140-inch, a Runco VX44D projector, some Lexicon processor, some BSS audio EQs, which is really from the commercial side, and Bryson amplifiers, Triad speakers.
And what about control?
AMX. We're all about AMX.
So you have he has a touch panel in there that he uses to kickstart everything?
We have two different ways to do this. Actually, we have a few different ways. One is this theater, you know, because the projector takes about 45 seconds to warm up. So if he's up in the kitchen and he wants to go down there, he could basically turn the theater on from upstairs. It'll basically give him path lighting down to the theater room, and then it'll put the lighting in the room at an ambient light. And that whole time, the projector's turning on, the amps are warming up, you know, the video equipment's setting up. And so when he gets down there, he's ready to go. He also has a control in the rack, a touch panel, a 7-inch AMX touch panel, and also an AMX R4 that he can just use for controls inside that room. With that, you know, he can do the HVAC, he can, you know, do the lighting, pretty much anything.
And what kind of movies does this particular homeowner like? Or is he into sports or?
I rolled my eyes a little bit because every time we went down there to demo it, he played Avatar. And
Okay.
I was like, okay, I've seen this movie more in your house than I've seen anywhere else. But no, a variety of different movies. We have a Kaleidoscape system in there. He had one in his previous house, so we ended up putting it in there. He loves the fact that he could, bring the movie up, hit play, and it starts playing it. Doesn't have to look at all the stuff in front of it. And that was probably the only disappointment that we had at first when we delivered the theater. As he was just like, because, the DVD player we had, he had to see everything that was on there when he was playing a Blu-ray. So we recently just upgraded it to the M500, and he's like, you have it now. This is everything I want and more, So.
Well, it sounds like a good project, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.